Hey guys, welcome to the Miss Lillian's page. I am Crysta from Litter to Glitter. I am a furniture artist out of Berry, Texas, and I've got a cute little tip for you guys for glaze. So we've been working on this piece, start another piece next week. Can't wait to show you that one. It's going to be amazing. Another one for my husband. This one's for my husband as well. This is going to go into my husband's playroom, his music room, his man cave, whatever you want to call it. And I'll show you the front here in a minute, but we have completed this side. We've did 4 colors in a blend, or was it a 5-color blend? I can't remember. And then I used a transfer and I have sealed this on the front. There's decoupage. I'll show you that. But now, finishing touch, I just wanted to add some glaze in little areas here and there. And so I wanted to show you guys really quick tip on how to apply glaze. So what I want to do is I want to emphasize just a little bit dark around the edges and feather it in. But I also want it to kind of look a little bit uniform. And so there's a really easy way to do that if you're not sure how. What I do is I take a sponge. Okay, this is how I'm going to be applying it, a sponge. But it's too thick. Okay, it's too wide. So what I've done is I just took a different sponge and I've cut it into a small block because you see, actually, I need to cut a little bit more off. See, I'm just taking a pair of scissors and cutting it. There we go. Just a little snippy snip. I am using Miss Lillian's antiquing glaze, and this is burnt umber is what I'm going to be using. So I've got my sponge. Yes, I'm wearing a glove today. Got a meeting shortly after this, and I don't want to look like I've been like digging in the soil or changing oil if I got glaze on my hands. So I'm actually wearing a glove. So when you get on, tell me hi, tell me what you're about, tell me what you're working on. Let's chat. Let's finish this baby up. Desiree is on. Hey, Desiree. Thanks for watching, hun. So you cut your sponge in a little bitty section that you want. So I'm going to be sliding it this way, and then I'm going to be using it. The reason I cut it rectangular is that when I'm going down the side, it's going to be thin, and on the bottoms, it's going to be thick. So down, you can see I can go down the side and across, and so it's going to give me 2 different depths, but it's going to be very uniform. Thank you, Desiree. She says, hello, this is such an awesome piece. Thank you. Sue's on with us. Hello, my sister. I miss you. I love you. So also what I'm going to be doing is I've got a really inexpensive, gnarly chip brush, very thin. So when I go through my section and I add it while it's still wet, what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to slightly feathering it out, which is going to kind of give me a very easy way to blend in and just have a little feathered side to it. So I'm going to be using this burnt umber, but I wanted to give you guys a really quick, this is what I'm doing before I started doing it. So when you see me do it, you know what I'm doing. There's a lot of doings in that sentence. Anne from Indiana is watching. Hello, Anne. So this is, I'm just dipping it. I've got my burnt umber in, dip it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it across the edge, which is going to get some excess out. Let me put this down, and I'm just going to slide it right down the side. You see it's giving me a very uniform coverage. Set that up there, and then while it's wet, I'm just going to be taking with this and just flickering in those sides, just very slightly feathering with the brush while it's still wet. And you can control how much you want to feather it in, how much you don't want to feather it, however you want it. You're going to be able to control it. And so it is just that easy to give that. Let me see if I can get you guys pulled in really close so you can see what I mean, because right now it kind of looks, but can you see if I go up real close how it's got that feathered edge on it? And so really easy way to do this. And let me get you guys put back Woo, it actually stayed. Woohoo. And so again, I am going to be dip slightly, take over to the edge of my bowl, wipe the excess off, and then uniform right across the bottom. As I said, it was going to be thicker on the bottom. There we go. And while it's still wet, I'm going to take that inexpensive chip brush and feather it up. And you can always wipe it back if you think that it's going to be too dark. I'm kind of liking the way that it's going, giving it some texture. Hey, Cat. Cat is watching. So I wanted to tell you guys a couple of things. One, I was going to announce this, but I guess I need to tell you guys because I don't know when my box is coming in. Because of the ice storms last week in Dallas, I had a shipment coming to me and it's been damaged. And so we're waiting for them to deliver it. But we have a curated color collection, and I have my own curated color collection of Miss Lillian's colors. And I am currently awaiting those to arrive. Like I said, unfortunately, my boxes were damaged, and so I'm waiting for those, and hopefully they will be here by next week so I can share those with you. I'm really excited about it. It's 5 colors. I don't want to say too much. I kind of want to show you guys, so I'm waiting for my box. Anywho, so I'm dipping, wiping, and on this side I'm going straight down, which is going to give me, like I said, a very uniform amount on each side. And then again with my brush, take it and feathering in the sides. So tell me what you think. Have you heard about this little hack before with the little sponge? Do you think it'll help you to get a more uniform area? Let me know if these little tips and tricks are helping you guys. I always want people to get a little bit of something out of my videos that might be able to help you at home. And so there we go. That side is complete and it will dry. You can see that it's uniform in the size. And so what I'm going to do is a Crysta collection. Eek, so cool, Stacy said. Desiree says it looks like burnt edge paper, and that's kind of what I was going for. Is, I could have very easily, especially with the decoupage, because I've done it before on videos, is actually burned the edge of your decoupage paper. This is a transfer, so I didn't, you can't burn your transfer, but I do want it to look very aged and worn. And so this is the front of the piece. If you watched Whiskey and Women on Thursday, you saw that I did the decoupage up here. And I guess I need to push it back because you can't see the top. There, I'm trying to get it on the wrong way. There we go. There we go. And so there's the piece right there. I did put up pictures on my Litter to Glitter page after I got the decoupage one. And so what I'm going to be doing is I could have very easily have burnt the edges of this decoupage and then put it down. But I kind of wanted to, well, I love my glaze. So again, I'm using the burnt umber glaze. Let me get you guys down because I'm going to be doing these right here. Sue says, don't get Crysta going. She loves to burn things. Okay, just because I walk around with a lighter attached to my hip, don't be telling everybody my secrets. That's just rude. Anyway, all right, I got to get my glaze and stuff moved over. I got it. Now on this, I don't want it as thick on the bottom as I do since this is a square instead of the big rectangle. So I'm going to be using it this way on the sides and this way on the top. And so here we go. Let's see here. Love that hat paper. Too bad they're not making it anymore. I know this is a Grace on Design. And there's a lot of retailers that still have them in stock. Just because they're not producing it doesn't mean that it's unavailable. It just means you need to find a stockist that carries it. So, and also I think that they were, it's another company named down now. I think it's Painted Lady or something. So they may still have some in their stock. So you might want to reach out to them if you like this. And so again, and then I'm going to go this way with my sponge. If you're just joining us, my little tip for today is when I'm applying my glaze, since I want it uniform, but I want these edges wispy, is that I cut a sponge to length to the size that I wanted. And then I can use that to get my uniformity, to make it uniform all the way around. And then I'm using an inexpensive chip brush to feather out my edges, which is very, very easy to do. So it's an easy hack. So again, I'm going to go lengthways here, and I didn't get enough of my glaze on there. It's okay. And then using, again, my chip brush, my little, what is this, a half inch, 1 inch? Yes, this is a 1 inch. And just feathering those edges. Just feathering them in. And then you can see how quickly this is going. If I tried to sit here and do all the wisps by hand and try to get them uniform, it would take me 3 times as long to do that, to make it uniform. And so, and then you have to constantly sit back and ask yourself, am I doing this right? Is this, you know, and then what I'll do is after this dries, I want to give it time to dry because, you know, they do sort of darken when they dry. And so what I will do once this is done is I will come back again with my burnt umber, and I might add some just wisps around the paper to age the paper. So let me see here. Oh, Renee from Two Chatty Chicks is on. She said this is going to be a fabulous piece. Thank you, Renee. And so this is, like I said, this is the last one. The only thing I have left to do is to cut the hardware because I filled in the holes as with my mud before I painted. And so I'm going to have to drill my holes for my hardware and add my antler hardware to it. And so that's all I have left to do after this dries. And then I will get it staged and up for you guys to see. This is going so quickly with this little hack. I call it a tip or a trick, and so many people today are all about the hacks. You know, this is a painting hack. No, it's not. It's just a tip and a trick. It's not a hack. I'm not hacking anything. So she said that she had reception. I hope everything is going well visiting your family. And so take my little wisp down. See how quickly this is going. I mean, this is going ever so quickly. Like I said, if I tried to do this by hand, it would have taken me so much longer to do. And then again, up, dip. And then I'm just going right along my edge. And then my little wisps. I feel like Bob Ross. It's a happy little wisp right here. Just a happy, happy little wisp. Yes, it's a happy little tree. We're going to take these over, just going right in, making my little wispies. And then along the bottom. I love anything that can save me some time and to make my project turn out better, because I think doing it this way, it does create a uniformity all around. Oops. Since I did seal this, I just got a little bit of glaze right here, and since I sealed it, I can wipe it right off with one. So this hand's going to look like, okay. So if you want to, you can always wipe back. If you want it a little bit lighter, if you think you're using too much glaze, you can use baby wipes to wipe it back. Or if you get it in an area, just if your piece is sealed, it'll wipe off pretty easily while it's still wet. So once it's dry, you're just gonna have to live with it and figure out what else to do. But while it's wet, if you've sealed a piece before, also when you're going over top of decoupage, one of the reasons that when I use glaze or anything else, I want to seal on top of my decoupage is that it's going to be a lot darker if you go over the decoupage without sealing, because decoupage paper, it's right there in the description, it's paper, it's different. And so that paper, that fiber is going to soak up and grip and hold that glaze. And so it's going to be a lot darker. It's not, you're not going to be able to wipe it back and manipulate it the same you can if you've sealed it. So what I did was I used my Miss Lillian satin top coat, my luster, and use that as my adhesive medium to put my decoupage on. And then I use the satin luster. I used it, this is in satin. And then I use that again over top of all my transfers and my decoupage, and which makes it really, really easy to work with your glaze. So I'm not sure if anybody realizes that about your decoupage paper, is that if you don't seal it, it will kind of draw in your glaze, or even if you paint on top of it. If you do seal it, it creates such an easier and more forgiving palette if you seal it first. Now with your transfers, because we're going to go to the other side now. Ooh, I just hit myself in the knee with my rolly carts. These are big, heavy rolly carts. I just slammed myself in the knee. Oh, gotta love that. Stacy asked, how do you decide to do a glaze over doing a paint wash? Okay, great, great question. And I'm going to have to move my knee in order to answer it. Ow. One, I love my glaze. To me, glaze is easier to work with. And so I will be very honest when I say that I am very partial to using glazes over anything else. That being said, to me, if it is an accent detail like I'm doing right now, then to me, the glazes are phenomenal for that. It's designed for that. And I'm going to say that I'm blessed. I have a very well-stocked studio, and so I have many glazes. Well, actually, let's see here. That bottom shelf is all glaze. So I have this on hand. If I didn't have it on hand and I was like, what to do if I'm trying to save money, paint wash is fine. I have a lot of glaze at my disposal. So also I think that it's, do you want the paint finish or its color, its texture, and to me, this glaze is a finishing touch. Once you put glaze on, you don't have to seal again. Glaze can be a top coat. So if you're gonna do a paint wash, then you're gonna have to seal again. So that's one of the reasons I love my glaze, is because it is, once you put it on, you're done and you don't have to seal again. So tell me what you think. Tell me what, if you do both glazes and paint washes, let me know what you think about that. Why you would choose a paint wash over a glaze. So let me know what you think, because I know that we have other artists that are watching, and I would love to know you guys' feedback on that and how you decide between a paint wash or a glaze. And so here we go. We're just going to feather in this side. And I just like like I said, it makes using this sponge hack tip, whatever you want to say. To me, it just really makes it quick and easy. And also you're running it right along the edge, so you don't have to worry about it spilling over the edge or anything like that. It's just, to me, it's a great, great way. And also, if I wanted to, I could come back and add another glaze on top of it. I can add multiple color glazes. What I would do if I wanted to add some more texture into it is that I would just wait a couple of hours for this to dry, and then same process, go over it with the sponge and feather it in, and then I would give myself more layers by adding different colors of glaze. So, okay, now I got to get up on my leg to get to this side. Ooh! So, just dipped, putting it right up against my edge, and just up and down, running along the edge as my guide. There we go. And then just, again, feathering in. So Miss Lillian's just announced that they are running a sale, and it is, if you go do your checkout, you use the coupon code REDHOT20 and you get 20% off your order this month. Yep. Yeah, I'm getting ready to place another order, even though FedEx, but yeah. I know that you've seen some of the other creators have announced their collections, and you might have been wondering, well, what about Crysta? Well, I haven't gotten mine in yet because of the ice storm. Like I said, they were supposed to arrive. The ice storm happened. They got sent back to Dallas because they shut down here, delivering a few days. And then I got a notification that they were severely damaged, and so they had to get authorization to deliver it again from the company. So we're waiting for it to get to me. They said it would be a couple of more days. So we're waiting for it to come in, and hopefully just the box was damaged. I'm hoping. So there you go, guys. That is the other side that is the same size, and also the bottom. Well, let me get you guys' opinion on this then. All right. Do you think that I should add the glaze to here? Do you think I should do it around the hat up top, or do you think I should leave it? Let me know your thoughts on that real quick. And if you think that I should be doing it up here, give me a yay. If not, just say no. Give me your opinion. Because like I said, I've done it on the base and on both sides. Just haven't made a decision if I should do it up here or not. So I'll give you guys a second. Try glazing the upper corners. Do you mean when you mean, you couldn't see where I was pointing. Okay, do you mean when you say the upper corners, do you mean here or the upper corners over the decoupage? Upper and lower. Anne says no. So you think I shouldn't do it all the way up, but I should just maybe kind of do a crown around the side? Is that what you're asking? Okay, yes, that's what Sue says. Sue says upper and lower corners. Anne says nada. Sue says on the decoupage. Okay. Sue says yeah. Okay. So I got a yes and a no. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, as it's darkening, as it's drying, I'm really liking it. Really likey. Crysta likey. So I got a yes and a no. What do I do? I got a yes and I got a no. Huh. Okay. Yeah, Renee, what's your input? I don't know if she's still watching. And Cheryl was watching, and Desiree was watching. Anne says, okay, just corners. So, okay, so we got 2 on the corners. Okay. So if I were going to do the corners, what I could do is same thing with my sponge. Since I moved everything, I'm trying to make sure that I can get around the camera and you guys can see. What I can do is up against the edge here, down just a little bit, over just a little bit. And see how I made that L? And then I can just go in with my brush and feather it out. But the inside, right on these corners, it's already filled in because that's where I used. So there you go. Okay, so I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to stand. This is gonna hurt, guys. This is gonna hurt because I can't reach the top from sitting. Alrighty, here we go. Oh, and I did it. It's amazing. Yay. So, okay, wiping, and then in the corner, going that way, and that way, just down just a little bit, and then just wisping it out with the brush and into those corners and down. It's really kind of aging it. Hey, Sue, I like that. Thank you, Anne, for agreeing. So I'm going to move over to this side. Trying to stay out of you guys' way so you're not looking at my backside. It's not my best side. So we're going to go out just a little bit. This corner may not show up as well because it is so dark anyway, and I'm using burnt umber. And then we're just going to feather it out. But we know it's there. Y'all saw me do it. And you will still be able to see some texture in it. And then again, I'm dipping. And up just a little bit, and then over just a little bit. And then again, just feathering with my little chip brush. And like I said, once I am done, and it dries, I will come back again and add a couple of little, I am going to put my glaze over my hardware here because it was sticking out. It was not really blending, but that glaze is blending that in to the decoupage paper and making it so that hardware there is not as noticeable. And so you can use your glaze and everything else for a lot of different things to cover finish flaws, to make it look like that's what you meant to do the whole time. Get it there. I'm just going to go along the edge here. And so tell me what you think now that you've seen it. It's all done. So we're all done other than possibly me coming back and adding a little bit more later once this dries so that I can see. Hey, Ellen. Ellen Owens is watching it. Stacy says, I can't even decide on what to do with my own piece and I'm useless for advice on decisions. Ha ha. And the thing is, okay, and I'll be very honest because this is actually a conversation that I've had with some of my fellow furniture artists and people who paint. And someone can walk up to me and go, hey, Crysta, here's a picture. This is kind of what I want. And it's on this piece. What do you need to do? And I can spit out 500 ideas to them. Like I know instantly When it's for myself, I all of a sudden I'm Forrest Gump. I change my mind all the time. I'm changing colors. I'm changing techniques. I'm changing everything. So if you think that my idea was to put the wispy glaze on when I first thought about doing this, no, no, no. It came through after I did the paint and after I put the decoupage on, and I stepped back and went, you know what this needs? I could do little wispies. Yes. And so don't get yourself don't get on yourself, because we're all like that. I think that when it comes to doing something for somebody else, it's so much easier than for yourself. So, all right, guys. Well, that is my time for today. I have shown you guys the hack. Again, get yourself just a typical household sponge and give it a little cut to the size that you want it, and it makes it very, very easy to add that glaze for the shading around the edges. I will be back on next Tuesday with a brand new project, and that one's going to be, it's in my head, and I kind of know where I'm going with it, and it's going to be cool. Another piece for my husband's man cave that's going to hold his record player. And so I'll be coming back to you with that for next week. Make sure that you use the Red Hot 20. Hopefully my curated colors will be in. I will be on my Litter to Glitter page on Thursday morning for Painting with Whiskey and Women with 11 Texas time. That's noon Eastern. And we will see you guys then. Much love. Bye, guys.